And welcome to No Right Answers Plays Cards, where we believe in the heart of the cards. Wait, what's that? This isn't Yu-Gi-Oh? Okay, apparently we're just debating which cards are the best default legendary cards for your Paladins character. Now, for the record, we're not talking situationally. We're saying what is the best, what the fuck is going on? Card to pick anytime you queue up a character, a champion in Paladins. Today we're talking Bomb King. I had a sound effect queued up, but I messed up, and
Trying to.
nay. My favorite thing the Bomb King does. Okay, so like any character in Paladins, Bomb King has 3 legendary cards to choose from. They cost about 1,200 essence, and we're about to do a separate video on our thoughts on the essence system. But he has the first one is Accelerant. Increase the self knockback of Poppy Bomb by 60%. So this legendary card puts it so that your escape tool is 60% more effective. So if it would knock back however many units, 60% more units away. To be clear, it says the self knockback, not the enemy knockback. So it's just your escape portion of the Poppy Bomb, not the push off of the point portion of the Poppy Bomb that applies to the enemy. Now, Chain Reaction, which is the legendary card that is unlocked by default, I believe. When hitting an enemy with multiple bombs, each bomb after the first will do 30% more damage. So anyone who mains Bomb Kings understand, you go clink, clink, clink. And for the record, clink is the noise that it makes so that you know that your bomb actually connected to the champion that you're connecting to. Each one after the first one deals 30% more damage. And for those of you very familiar with champions, I'm not patronizing anyone, but this video is intended for everyone. Those new to Paladins to also get. So if anyone's like, dude, I know that, stand down, Paladins guy. And the last one, which, spoiler alert, I think is the best one, Demolition, which is what makes Grumpy Bomb, which is Bomb King Stun, instantly destroy shields when it explodes. Scott, of these 3, I already picked Grumpy Bomb, and he told me earlier in the week he didn't like Grumpy Bomb, so if he goes to Grumpy Bomb, he's a lying sack of shit. Which of these do you think is the best default? I don't know which legendary card to pick. Card to pick.
All right. So if you're gonna go default, like you have no idea what you're doing, I would probably go with Chain Reaction. Only because you're gonna be throwing bombs at people, and if you get more than one bomb on a person, use that damage is pretty awesome. I personally have been playing him a lot lately, and prior to switching to legendary cards, one of the cards, because a lot of these legendary cards were just regular cards that they turned into legendary cards and they replaced them. Yes, and they replaced them. And the one that I was using a lot prior as a normal card was Accelerant, which was something else, but it increased the knockback of Poppy Bomb. And why that may seem like, well, that doesn't have any advantage, it's an incredibly good escape for Bomberman, because Bomb King.
Oh,
Holy shit. So,
he is the king of bombs.
but
Peasants, to your king.
But I don't think if you play him a little bit, you start to realize, especially with the flank craziness that's going on right now, is hitting that, like the heights that you go to when you hit this thing at 60% is insane. You go higher than Androxus when he jumps up in the air or whatever. You just fly up in the air. It's an incredible escape. And what I realize on open maps, a lot of time on open maps, I choose this one just for, and then the supporting cards for this one, which is like better control when you go up in the air. I forget what other cards. I don't know if there's a health increase or a movement increase after you do Poppy Bomb. And activating Poppy Bomb lowers the cooldown of this one. There's a lot of synergy that happens when you choose that one. Now, with Demolition, which is an awesome one. So if you're facing a Torvald what other one is it good through? Maybe Fernando. I don't know, but Fernando can be hit from behind. Makoa, something like that. This can be pretty awesome. Mainly, if you're facing Torvald, you want to take Demolition. Because if that Torvald's any good, just drop in that bomb. But I think a lot of people realize this, and every time I've dropped a grumpy bomb, people really get out of the way of it because, especially Torvald, he can be sitting there sucking up like your tank's juice, and if you get that, so like if your tank is going head to head with their tank at a point, you throw the grumpy bomb behind their tank, so the only way they can run is straight into your guys, or they're going to lose their shield. And if you pair Demolition up with Wrecker, and so you're launching bombs at them at their shield, and Grumpy Bomb pops, and Grumpy Bomb, after you play the right cards, is like 3-second cooldown. So I mean, you could be doing that, but I still think that default chain reaction and accelerant. I know Grumpy. I feel like Demolition is more of a situational type thing, to be honest with you.
All right, so here's why you're wrong. I'm going to start by saying that Bomb King, I consider him a higher skill cap champion.
That's why I play.
Hitting your bombs, sticking them to people, is harder than it seems. I'm going to tell you, I enjoy playing Bomb King, if only for the amount of character he exudes. I don't think there's a single champion right now. Yeah, not a single one in Paladins that is more likable and more over the top than the Bomb King. So I enjoy playing him just so that he can go, nay, when you get on a horse. It's incredible. And the
Fernando is close.
Fernando is definitely second place, but but Bomb King goes,
I die.
No one has a better dying thing. Fernando has a better opening thing where he goes, this is a good team. It's whatever, but with me on it, whatever. Anyway, listen. So the problem I have with chain reaction, it is 100% dependent on your ability to stick the bombs, right? And I know it sounds shitty that I am handicapping this ability on the fact that, hey, you might not be good enough to land it. It's like, hey, be better at games. I get it. Accelerant. The reason I'm limiting accelerant is that we're prioritizing an escape, right? But last time I checked, Paladins is an objective-based game, and the objective is to secure the point. So if we're not going to be able to push people off 60% further, which I would consider broken in this game, not interested in me being able to escape 60% better. How about I just escape normally, and then Demolition fuck up their shields? Because if there's one thing I've noticed, in at the very least casuals, which is where I like to hang out, it's that there's always a ruckus somewhere, right? And the thing about ruckus is that I've seen a lot of teams run Torvald ruckus. And the thing about ruckus is that he is a damaging tank. He is not shield oriented. Now I know, and I can't remember the new champion that just came out, where she does not have a shield. She actually has a wall and some deployables. So excluding her, every other tank has some form of shield. I don't consider Makoa a super shield threat because you can get inside his shield. And I also don't consider the dwarf, whose name I can't remember because I've been drinking, a super threat either, because he can walk away from his shield. He can drop his shield and walk away. But I consider Torvald and Ruckus serious shield offenders. And they can both shield other people. Demolition destroys the shield. I understand that the counter argument is that, hey, you see a grumpy bomb, you run away. That's already a point clearer. Except that if you can drop the shields, you help your team not have to invest in Wrecker. And they can invest in other things like cooldown and or defense for themselves, because your Demolition breaks the shield, allowing them to wreck house on people like Fernando, who I know you said you can attack him from behind, except for the fact that he has cards that increase his mobility. Torvald, who is a shieldaholic, and Ruckus, who is the original shieldaholic. So I think just being able to insta-kill a shield and investing in Chronos for your champion, Bomb King, not just for your champion, but for Bomb King, investing in Chronos so you have grumpy bombs constantly is seriously overpowered. Sir, you have the floor.
I will say this. is that while you are right in that
I know I'm right.
your grumpy bomb destroying shields is only useful A, if there are shields present, and B, if they don't run away. Okay? The accelerant is useful every time you drop it. So I'm the thing that's really like if you had asked me.
So you said that chain reaction was your legendary card of choice. Are you changing to accelerant? Accelerant being the
No,
legendary card of choice?
if this is your first getting on the game, playing him for the first time, I might choose chain reaction over everything else. But what I'm saying is what I found effective since this flank craziness has come in, where there's Maven and Droxus coming after me, is that escape, like you will literally get cut down and you have nothing. You're not hitting them with the bomb. You drop a grumpy bomb, it's not doing anything. The only way to get away is to throw a poppy bomb down and get the out of there. And this can also be used as an advanced technique. So if you drop a poppy bomb, you go and you jump over it. And while you're jumping over it, you pop it. You fly behind enemy lines. So, or you could fly on top of a building, or you fly somewhere else. Like it is a movement technique that can be used like exponentially. You know, if you can think outside the box. So if they're really crowding around the point, you could basically bounce over the point and hit them from behind, bounce up on the building and stuff. So
I will go ahead and say that there is no point in the game that can be reached with accelerant that could not already be reached with a normal poppy bomb without accelerant. Because
I don't know. It feels like
there's not there's like the top of the let's take that ice place again. Been drinking, so I can't remember the name of the map. But again, there's like the top of the houses and stuff, but those aren't like necessarily meant to be reached. And they're actually terrible places that there are subpar positioning because they offer no cover, no avenue of regress. I will say that I understand what you're saying about Poppy Bomb, but I feel like you changed your position from Chain Reaction to Poppy Bomb, but to Accelerant, but whatever. So I will say that in games like this, which I'm going to go ahead and classify this game as a MOBA-esque game. And in MOBA-esque games, I feel like mobility is a under-prioritized feature or tactic of a character. Mobility, high mobility, oftentimes defeats high damage because if you can't move, you're going to get wrecked. Because between CC and high mobility, you're done. But what I'm saying is that Poppy Bomb, by default, gives you enough mobility. And I understand what you're saying in a Maeve, against a Maeve on Droxus combo. Maybe you want to prioritize mobility. However, the debate is, I don't know which one to pick. Which one do I pick? And I stand by Demolition because there is one frontliner. And she is brand new, and her name escapes me because she is so brand new. The only one without a shield, and I've seen more double frontliner compositions versus double flank compositions. And I'm telling you that being able to insta-destroy a shield is more important than being able to escape. Because as a Bomb King, you should already be in a better position than a position that will get you wrecked. Sir, counterpoint.
I at this point, I don't know. I feel like we should play the game and record it and see which is more effective. I often wonder sometimes what his uses is in competitive play, high-end competitive play. When there's zero coordination on the team, though, escape is really important. I think you make a good point about the fact that as far as not thinking is concerned, probably Demolition might be better because you're not actually doing anything. I mean, I guess you're not really doing anything different with Chain Reaction. You're going to be trying to get bombs on them. But you literally are just throwing at one bomb in one spot with Demolition. So it might be the more effective, starting point for people. But I still think that Accelerant has been my choice, at least for I've been playing him a lot lately. I just feel like that's been my choice because I keep getting mowed down. Like I can't get out of situations fast enough. He's a slow guy.
So I played a lot of games with Scott, and I'm going to tell you that he loves Bomb King. Bomb King is his favorite damage character. Also, he hates Buck. So if you ever ran
You
into
can't stand Buck. Although
Smokey,
Maeve is coming very close. Maeve is coming very close.
Maeve is annoying as fuck. Inara, by the way. Inara is the name of the champion who I couldn't remember. But I played it again. So, for those of you generally unfamiliar with the game, Ruckus is a non-frontliner, right? So Ruckus is not the type of character, and Ruckus means relax. All right, but Ruckus is not the type of character that I would consider the guy who's going to hold the point. I consider him a deceptively damage character, right? And I personally, when I play, feel out of comps with him, and Ruckus can shield other people, as can Torvald, who has become, since his release, the frontliner of choice, mostly because he can hit his Super Hadouken of Justice and throw people off the map. He can also shield other people. And that is why I am a huge subscriber of Demolition. Now, also, there's Fernando. I don't worry so much about the dwarf, whose name, because it's Barrick. Barrick's got a gun. So Barrick, because he can drop a shield and then get away from his shield. So we think about mobility. Fernando has a mobility ability, but in addition to that, he has cards that can enhance his mobility. But he also has cards that can make him non-shield using. So I can understand that, and there's no way for you to really know that. But again, because the meta seems to favor Torvald and Ruckus as a, again, deceptively damaging character, because once he gets going, he's wrecking your face. If you can stun him and break his shield, all of your damage characters can go bananas. And I think what I'm investing heavily in when I talk about Demolition being the better legendary card is that I can stop isn't the right word, but I can assist the team in not investing in Wrecker. And they can use that gold elsewhere and invest in other cards like Chronos or Swift Hands or something along those lines that will allow them to navigate their kit in a different direction.
I think it's a value. You know, it's not a bad idea, I guess. I don't know.
For the record, he thinks I'm wrong, but it's because we have different experiences playing Paladins. He plays against a lot of double flank comps, and I play against a lot of double
kind of crazy, right?
Frontliner comps, and I don't know how that happens because we're playing the same fucking game. But I swear to you, there's not a single game I don't play that doesn't have a Ruckus somewhere not on the point machine gunning my face. But
yeah, I guess that makes sense. Because we have basically we're coming at it from two different angles. You know, like that's interesting.
All right.
Okay.
So peeps, if you're watching this video, let us know in the commentos below which of the three cards. Again, for the record, Scott started at Chain Reaction and changed his opinion to Accelerant because he didn't want to get maved in his face. And I stood hard on Demolition. Running for president soon. Yeah, let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Which card you think is the best card. Again, not MLG Pro, but still rock hard and turgid. So this has been No Right Answers Debates Cards. I don't know what we're calling the series. We have a few more champions to go. Thanks for watching.